know who I am. Ask around, you know I move. Keep the fully on my face, I cannot fuck with all these dudes.
Noise. There's a furnace next door. You make a little noise, it can get a little annoying. I'm going to try and minimize the noise that comes from it. Let's get to it. It's been a very chaotic and hectic last week of February, unfortunately, mainly due to the news that's transpired between Ukraine and Russia. Now, it is important for people to do their own due diligence into seeing what's going on between both countries. I hopped on Twitter and I realized that on Twitter there's nothing but bullshit. The bullshit swings left and right. There's a bunch of chaotic and hectic tweets being spread without. I did my own research. I decided to read a couple articles and see what's going on here, and I'm going to share this with you so that I give you a little insight about what I've come across. And this is literally there for you to come across if you just hop on Google, DuckDuckGo, or whatever search engine you use. Ukraine was a member of the Soviet Union until 1991. Russia has tried to keep Ukraine at bay since Ukraine disintegrated from the Soviet Union. And in February and March of 2014, Russia took control over the Crimean Peninsula. It's strange that the Crimean Peninsula at the time consisted of Ukrainian people. There was a survey conducted, and of those Ukrainian people who took part of the survey, 80% of Crimean Peninsula's population supported the accession to Russia. They were okay with the fact that they were going to be governed by Russia. Ukraine also has other portals that are very interesting to Russia, or that Russia is interested in, better said, such as the Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and it was back in 2014, the peninsula that Russia took over. Russia is also very interested in the fact that Ukraine is well known for its defense manufacturing, factory manufacturing, and commercial industries. And then there was an act that was passed in 2015. It's the Euro-Asian Economic Community Act. Russia expected Ukraine to join the act, to join what it consists of. Ukraine decided not to join, which upset Russia. Now, Russia believes that NATO, the Northern Atlantic Treaty Organization, has something to do with it, and that the United States is expanding their power into Europe, which Russia believes is a conflict of their interest. It's a lot. But if we break it down to simple terms, in my opinion, I believe that the United States is not looking beyond their nose, but they are looking beyond what it means to be human and what it means to sacrifice humans for the benefits of those who are in power. Time and time again, war has shown us that war does not benefit humanity. War benefits those in power and those who are able to dictate and determine what is going on throughout the world. It is very important to know that Ukraine is not a member of NATO. Ukraine is simply an associate of NATO. And I want to clarify that I want the best for Ukraine, but I also want the best for our country, and I want our country to govern itself before it governs other countries. Because we get into a tricky situation where we become the police of the world, but we forget to police ourselves. And it is very important to know that processed news is like processed meat. It's not good for you. You have to do your own diligence to be able to read upon what is going on, to be able to build your own opinion, to be able to create your own opinion, to be able to think for yourself. Do not allow yourself to be occupied by what you have going on, although obviously it is very important don't allow yourself to entertain the fact that there are certain things that are going on that you can only grasp for 30 seconds. No, read about it. Do your due diligence on it. Make sure you're well informed about it. Because it isn't as it's being told. But it is what it is. My condolences and prayers are out to those who are affected by the war, the ongoing tension between Russia and Ukraine. There is an optimistic feeling that things will get resolved. Russia and Ukraine have come to terms of sitting down and having an agreement with each other to resolve the situation that they are going through. And I hope the United States stays out of it. Now on to some lighter news. UFC Fight Night. It's just yesterday, and gosh damn, let me tell you, I did not expect the fights to go as they did. Bobby Green lost, which was the only fight that I expected to go as it did. I believed that Islam Makhachev, if I pronounce it right, is a very, very dangerous person to deal with when it comes to the light heavyweight division. And he's going to be sticking around for a while. I mean, his trainer is Khabib. And Khabib, to me, is the best UFC fighter of all time. That may be controversial, but hey, there's a comment section. You can let me know how you feel about it. There was a couple other fights too. You had Wellington Turman defeating Misha Kirkunov. You had Priscilla Cachoeira defeating Jia Yeon Kim. And then two fights that I thought were going to be very interesting, which played out to be interesting, were Arman Tsarukyan defeating Joel Alvarez and Arman Petrosyan defeating Gregory Rodriguez. I believe that looking at the paper and how it was looking out to be, Arman and Armen were going to win the fight. Both of them are studs. But so are the other two that they fought against. But again, it is what it is. You lose some, you win some. I just hope that when you lose some because you lost, and when you win some because you won. Which we go into the Chelsea versus Liverpool game. That was some interesting game. I went with my lady to get food. The bar restaurant that we went to did not have the game, so I streamed it on my phone, and let me tell you, my lady, she's okay with watching sports, but it's not like her go-to, but she was interested, and let me tell you, when you go 10 penalties deep to figure out the winner of the Caribou Cup, it's some interesting fucking shit going on. And that is what it was. That is very difficult to go through 10 straight penalties without missing. Now I'm talking about Chelsea scored 10 penalties in a row. Liverpool scored 10 penalties in a row. And then they came to the determination of Liverpool winning. Why? Because Liverpool is the best. That may be a little biased, but it is what it is. I like that quote though. But I hope that is not the quote of the week, because we've had a very chaotic and hectic week. But it is what it is. Thank you for tuning in. I'll have some more the rest of the week. Y'all enjoy the rest of the week. Peace.